Hi, welcome to the Study of the Heart. This is Dr. Jaitly. In this section, I'll be talking to you about predominantly how the nutrition affects the heart and the cardiovascular system, and in general, the rest of the body. Commonly asked questions are, what portions of the categories of food should I be eating? What should be my daily helpings of various food groups? How much should I be exercising? How often should I be doing the aerobics versus the weight training? What should be my heart rate? What makes the heart rate um, contribute to the cardio fitness? Then arise the question, what is cardio fitness, etc., etc. So let's try to answer some very basic questions through this video vignette. Okay, so imagine yourself that you're looking at a pyramid here. I call it a nutrition pyramid. So there is a pyramid here. Obviously, this being the base and this being the apex of the pyramid. So whatever you're going to be using at the apex will be sparingly, and this will be using in more servings. So let's see, you have daily 3 or 4 servings of vegetables and fruits. Healthy fats like olive oil and sunflower oil or vegetable oil or safflower oils are always good. So avoid using hydrogenated fats and trans fats, obviously. And so the good old rule is anything that stays liquid at room temperature, believe me, is good. So that's good because you know why? That's an oil and that's not going to freeze into your body. So that's not going to, in other words, be more greasy into your arteries. Whole grains, a lot of people have a notion, well, they should be avoiding whole grains. Well, wheat bread is good. Oats are excellent. Corn, cereals. But in vegetables, I definitely want to tell you that try to color your plate with lots of carrots, tomatoes, bell peppers, fruits like strawberries. Use all berries, blueberries and apples and figs and bananas, etc. So you can mix that up with nice fruit cocktail, if you will, and a nice salad vegetable, either a stir fry type of thing or just to steam the vegetables. So these are good variations you can try because obviously people get just bored of eating plain raw vegetables like that or boiled ones. So you just have to be a little more creative in various oils and combine them with various breads, and you'll be surprised at what you can do to fill up. So this is a big fill up in your tummy. So once you've done this, then you move on to the second part of your group of the foods that you're going to be eating, and that's try to concentrate on some nuts. Pretty much all nuts are good because that belongs to your Mediterranean diet or Indian diet, so that's very helpful. So like I use almost half a fistful to a fistful of combined almonds, cashew nuts, pistachios, and some walnuts, and maybe some raisins within. So that gives me a mix of everything right on my cereals, and so that's a good way to sort of get your proteins and some good essential fatty acids. Because remember, essential fatty acids are also required. Legumes and like the soups, etc., those are very helpful. All sorts of pulses are very good because they're rich in proteins. Tofu and fish are very emerging now, specifically when now you go out to the restaurants, you'll see a tofu choice, and of course fish choice is always there, but be selective of the fish because it's the deep sea water fish you want to eat. And so like salmons, etc., those are excellent because they are rich in omega acids, 3 omega acids. Poultries and eggs, yes, you can have 2 to 3 servings daily. That shouldn't be a problem at all because that gives you a good source of proteins and B12, and of course gives you a great level of fill up as well here within your tummy for your meal. 1 or 2 servings only of low-fat milk. Say if you want to combine that with your breakfast and cereal, so that's pretty good. And then along with that, you can have a yogurt, say for an afternoon, and daily vitamins should be supplemented with vitamin D, extra vitamin D, I would say, or hang out at least 10 to 15 minutes the good old-fashioned way in the sun if you can, and if you like the sun. But again, not spending beyond 10 to 15 minutes because that might expose your skin too much. So, and then take calcium. The calcium supplements are really required. I personally don't advocate calcium because if you're having a whole glass of milk, low-fat milk every day, some cheese and yogurt, you're good enough. Say if you take a 1 glass of milk and pour some cereals into it, that's good enough. That's give you enough calcium and vitamin D as is, okay? But you can take an extra vitamin D hanging out in the sun, so that's a natural vitamin D available from the nature. Very sparingly, now we are at the top of the pyramid. Look at that, we climbed so well. So now here, this is very rare. Like you go out to a party, again, you know, or maybe to a dinner, and you don't have too many choices, then at that point, maybe perhaps have a, you know, if there are no choices of fish or vegetables, then maybe red meat, a slice of red meat you can have, but avoid the white meat. Red meat is, again, not good either, but you know, avoid any of those meats. Butter, sweets, and salt you should try and skip as much as possible, but maybe once a month if you want to have it. That's the maximum allowance one can have. Now let's shift to the right panel here for a second. This is a magic number. 220 minus the age should be a maximum heart rate for any age group. Say if you're 40-year-old, your heart rate maximum should be 180 during the time when you're exercising. I think I've alluded that onto another video presentation, but just a quick rundown here. And more than 85% will help you get a top-notch cardio fitness if you do it for 45 minutes to 60 minutes, if you can keep the heart rate going at 85% of the maximum predicted heart rate, which is 220 minus the age. But if you just want to lose the weight, just go 60 to 70% off your maximum predicted heart rate, which is 220 minus the age. Again, I keep repeating that, but 220 is the magic number. Okay? Thank you for your attention. Hope you enjoyed this section and learned something out of it, and try to apply it on a daily basis. But make sure you exercise and weight train, and don't forget to color your plate. Okay, guys, see you again.